very interesting news happening in the gaming world. First up, PlayStation is making moves to break into the biggest share of the gaming industry, mobile. With wild success into PC, notwithstanding major mistakes, it makes sense to set their ambitions higher. The job listing suggests they are looking for a candidate experienced in operating, publishing, and developing free-to-play mobile games. Tell me you're making a mobile push without telling me you're making a mobile push. Next, everyone were understandably confused and worried when it came to light that Xbox would be shuttering several studios.
Initiate shutdown sequence.
A multi-trillion-dollar company surely had the means to prop these studios up while developing more award-winning games, right? Absolutely not. And to rub salt in the wounds, Xbox is creating a new studio. So if you needed any more evidence, Xbox is a rudderless ship at the moment, drifting out aimlessly. Here's Exhibit F. Lastly, Nintendo announced they're acquiring a studio.
I'm shocked. This is shocking news.
Unlike their industry peers, they've been very selective with their moves. Although it doesn't take a genius to know not to spend money you don't have. Embracer. Anyway, the studio in question is Shiver Entertainment. They ported over Hogwarts Legacy and Mortal Kombat 1 to the Nintendo Switch, so the notoriously frugal Nintendo makes a studio acquisition. I think Shiver will be in good hands. That's what we're talking about today, with plenty more sprinkled throughout. Good thing I've assembled the best minds on YouTube. Welcome to the Casual Consumer live stream. All right. We are live. Thank you, Nas, for joining me today. We've got some panelists that are missing in action today. We send love and prayers over there. Hopefully, you know, for the ones to get better that need to get better.
They're all chickens. They're all a bunch of chickens. No, I'm kidding.
Oh yeah. Oh no. But I mean, we've got Nas, you know, the Indian retro boss. So we still do have a show today.
Right on.
Yeah.
Got some fun things to talk about.
Yeah, it's gonna be hilarious. So we were debating, I hate saying backstage, but we were debating backstage about whether or not to talk about Spotify. And I think we should, just real quick.
I think we should too, because it's funny.
Right on. So, I mean, for those who don't know, apparently Spotify developed this device. It's called literally the car thing, which I had no idea. Nas had to tell me. And
I didn't even know. I didn't even know as well.
Yeah.
I just heard it was
So
being
bad.
discontinued, and I'm like, wait, what is this thing?
Yeah.
And yeah, sure enough, it's called car thing. Sorry, continue.
No worries. Freaking and apparently it's just the thing you put in your car. It connects through Bluetooth and it does everything your phone can do, but not as good apparently. And they're discontinuing this. I think I read they're not giving refunds back. I think I read that. Might be so wrong.
they stopped. I think they stopped making it in 2022, and now they've just they discontinued it in 2022, and now they're actively shutting it down and bricking the devices because they're just single purpose device. It just plays Spotify. Honestly, if I've done minutes of research on this, people, so if anybody knows what else this thing does outside of just connect to Spotify, which my freaking phone does, and the past 5 phones that I've had have all done seamlessly. If anybody knows what else this thing does, please let me know. I'm genuinely curious why Spotify thought this would be a good thing to make.
Yes.
Is it hubris? Is it? I don't know. I'd love to know.
So I think that it's and you kind of got me there, but why would you make this thing something that your phone already does? And it made me go to like a nefarious place. Like they're doing this, and you brought up like a tax write-off, which makes so much sense. You know,
I brought that up only as a possibility because I can't think of why the hell else this thing would exist.
You know,
I can't imagine who thought this was a good idea.
Yeah.
If that's all this does. I mean, there's a possibility that we don't know. Maybe there's some others. Maybe it makes the car go faster. I don't know.
All right. They should have called it Go Faster then, not Car Thing.
Oh,
whoever thought of that name is also, I don't know.
I don't want to say the words creatively bankrupt.
Those were nicer words than I was going to use.
What were you going to say?
Stupid, dumb, idiotic, absolutely stupid name. But we were going through scenarios.
I like
where
that. It cuts more to the point, though.
Yeah.
That really just hits home right away.
It does, but they're hurtful, you know? So I appreciate you using creatively bankrupt. That's a better way to phrase it without getting into somebody's feelings, you know, hurting their fifis. So I appreciate that. But so we were going through scenarios on why they would name it this, and it reminds me of a 90s movie when you get everyone in the board around, a lot of the marketing teams there, and they are like, you know, pitching names, people throwing names out there, and then the guy in the back who's been quiet this whole time, he's just going over it, and he's like, has an epiphany, and he says, we should call it the car thing. And everyone's like, great job, Johnson. You're getting the job.
And then you've got like a business montage, right? And all of a sudden he sees it going on, and they're all happy, and they're, you know, photocopying stuff, and they're preparing presentations, and they're gonna reveal this thing called car thing, right? That I just pictured as soon as you started explaining it. I had this movie scene in my head.
Yeah.
What was the other possibility I came up? Oh yeah, so that was yours.
Mm-hmm.
The idea that I came up with in my head was, okay, everybody's scrambling because they've got to deliver this presentation like now, right?
Yeah.
And they don't have a name for this thing. And the project manager is like, we got to come up with a name for this car thing. Like, come on, people. And they're all throwing out like stupid names, whatever. Just nothing good coming out of it. He's like, fine, I'll figure something out on the way up to the boardroom. And then he just says, okay, we're calling this car thing. And all the executives, you're expecting this terrible reaction, like, what the hell's that? And the executives were all like, we like it. Let's build it. Let's make it. And he's just like, oh, okay,
yeah,
sure. Yeah, that was my idea all along.
Exactly.
And he just goes with it, right?
That's so great. I love that. Oh my gosh. So a footnote, that was absolutely a footnote. We thought it was hilarious. And it blends into the conversation. It's not gaming per se, but we're seeing a lot of this happen in gaming where you're buying a thing and they could just take it away from you just as easy and not give you any kind of recourse to get your money back for what you pay for. And apparently it's happening across all industries. You know,
there's absolutely no recompense. There's no, I don't know that the people that have bought into this are getting any sort of compensation for it.
Right.
There are some people on the XDA developer forums that are trying to root these devices to find some use for it, but apparently the hardware that has run these things is so crappy that they're not finding many potential uses for it. So
yeah,
that's it's all around just, again, scummy corporate behavior. It's live service in music form.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I wanted to bring something up, but I just remembered. I don't think I set up the other overlay. So we will, but we're gonna have to fix it while we go, which is so totally, it's like a part of the casual consumer like ethos now.
Well,
fix it on the way.
The podcast is called Casual Consumer. It's not professional consumer. Just to be fair.
That's awesome.
We've got to temper some expectations out there.
Right. So the one that I wanted to bring up was the Redfall news about them creating an offline mode for anyone who bought Redfall, and they're, you know, I mean, Arkane Austin just got shut down, so they're not continuing working on this game. But the devs over there said, you know what, we're going to create an offline mode so you can play. And I think it'll help people remember Arkane Austin fondly. So if, you know, some devs from there or managers or something like that try to set them up, they'll get a lot of support because, you know, they did right by the players in this. I think so.
Do you think this will, I don't know, man. I don't know if this will help them remember it fondly. I mean, well, okay, what it's not doing is twisting the knife for the people that bought into Redfall and bought the DLC and so on and so forth. It's honestly, it's a step I didn't expect them to take just because of how bad the game launched, the expectations that weren't met, the studio closing down. I expected them to just be like, well, you know what, forget the offline mode, nobody cares about this anyway. The fact that they did this, I'm honestly a little surprised by. Ubisoft didn't do this for the crew. I mean, and there was that game that Jay Bug was talking about a few streams ago called Evolve, I think,
I want to say,
where they
yeah,
just shut the servers down.
yeah, it's a good
So
one.
I'm hoping this is a sign of things to come, where if you're no longer providing your live service elements for a game, you have an offline mode. Let
Yeah.
people play without a server, or let them make their own
Yeah,
private server. Give them the ability to do that.
yeah,
And so that way they'll remember you fondly if you ever have a
Yeah.
sequel to your game.
yes,
You know? So I like that. I'm just, again, really kind of surprised by it.
right on. And I want to say Redfall wasn't even a game that Arkane Austin wanted to make. It was from top down. They were kind of forced to make it. They're the games that they have made, they've got Dishonored 2, Prey, and Deathloop. So they do have decent games that people will remember them fondly for. But I think this will help people. It's like, it wasn't Redfall's fault. They got shut down, and Redfall wasn't even a game they wanted to make. That's just hearsay. I've heard that. I've been watching a lot of YouTube about the demise of Arkane Austin, and that's what a lot of people were saying. But
I really enjoyed Dishonored. Pardon
Right
me. Dishonored was a lot of fun. I played through that game multiple times because
Dope.
you could play
Yeah.
through it multiple times in different ways.
Oh,
Never
dude.
really got into Dishonored 2.
Uh-oh,
I think our overlay's gone.
it's gone.
All the important elements are there. Yeah.
Oh shoot, I forgot we set this up. So let me get to I had it up. I have no idea where it went.
Now, Prey, I heard good things about, I think, or was that the movie? I don't remember. I didn't play it or watch it, so.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay, I don't know if I saved it or not. Oh, I did. That is that's a move I don't usually do, like being prepared. That's something that's not on me. I don't usually have that. But anyway, Final Redfall update coming with offline mode and more. I didn't get into the more part because I don't know if they've come out and announced more, but we do know that they are creating an offline mode. So, which is awesome. Redfall from Arkane Austin will get one final update before the developer shuts down for good. The studio in Bethesda announced this week. This follows Microsoft's highly criticized decision to shut down Arkane Austin, as well as the 3 other studios under Bethesda and ZeniMax, despite Arkane Austin hits in the past, such as Dishonored games, Prey, and Deathloop. The final update doesn't yet have a release date, but we've already gotten a preview of some of the features it'll implement, including a way for people to play Redfall offline once work on the game stops. Super cool. Got to give it to Arkane Austin. They were an awesome studio until the end. Talk about what was his name? Matt Booty, who came out and was like, we need smaller studios to, for smaller games to make that win awards. Yeah. Not saying
it really
Arkane
kind
was.
of.
Mhm,
It really, whenever I remember that headline
mhm.
just after Tango Gameworks got released, and I thought, you're basically training people not to believe anything that you're saying. That
Yeah.
you have no idea what the hell you're talking about, that you are that out of touch with what's going on in your own house,
Mhm.
which means you either are that far out of touch or you're flat out lying. You're just out here for spin.
Yes.
Which one is it?
Right on. And I've got a question for you. Like, since they do have some games that people absolutely love, do you think that Microsoft should have just kept them afloat, whatever's going on over there, kept Arkane Austin around so they can get on a game like a Prey 2, so they can get on a game that people would actually love and buy? Do you think they should have kept them around? Sorry.
I don't know. I mean, because it comes down to what were the original reasons that they closed the studio in the first place. If it was just for financial reasons, and it was just they looked at their numbers, they looked at, we need to cut expenses somewhere. Well, who's got active development going on? Hellblade's going on. We can't cut them.
Right.
What else have we got? Okay, well, Arkane Austin, how's Redfall doing? Oh, it's not doing too great. It's losing us a bit of money. Didn't meet expectations. Well, we can shutter them, but they still have the IP.
Yeah.
So if they ever want to bring it back out again, it won't necessarily be under the Arkane Austin developer, but they probably still can make more games.
Right on.
They
Yeah.
can make another Dishonored. I mean, they'll probably. God, I hate that I'm thinking this way, but Dishonored's world is big enough that you could do an open world MMO or something with Dishonored.
There you go.
Please don't, but it's possible.
Right on.
You know what? I have to finish the second one. I got started with it,
Uh-huh.
and I don't know why, but I just stopped playing it.
Okay.
You ever have that happen where you
Oh,
just
yeah.
stop playing a game and you can't remember why?
Oh yeah.
Sometimes it's like, oh, I hate this part, or oh, this game is not what I'm expecting. I'm taken out of it.
Yeah.
I can't get immersed in this. And then there's sometimes you just drop a game and you don't quite understand why.
Mm-hmm.
You don't remember.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I've had
And
that
that's what
happen
happened
plenty of times. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right on.
I don't know.
Let's get into our first major story today. PlayStation they are making moves to get into the mobile market. We know how good Helldivers 2 did. Ghost of Tsushima looks like it's throwing up really good numbers also. I want to say it was the most played over God of War. It beat God of War out as far as concurrent players on Steam, which is great. You know, Ghost of Tsushima is an amazing game. Absolutely great. It is like I think we talked about this last week, but it's Assassin's Creed. It's, you know what I mean? It's we have Ghost of Tsushima at home. We don't need to go out for Assassin's Creed Shadow.
Oh no!
I think that game's gonna flop. They can't. It's a little too late. It's a little too late for them to come out.
Oh,
with
you're
that.
talking about Shadows, Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
Okay. I hope. I mean, I don't hope that it flops. I expect that it will.
Yeah.
I've been so over Assassin's Creed for such a long time. I think I mentioned before, I have a sealed copy of Odyssey on PS4 that I just have no interest in playing.
Yeah.
Because the franchise has kind of just gone away from what I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
To there's something else that's, I don't know. It's like a skin suit, an Assassin's Creed skin suit. It doesn't feel like Assassin's Creed anymore, but it's walking around acting like it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I mean, it's kind of a slap in the face to all the people out there that really wanted an Assassin's Creed set in Japan to be able to play as a Japanese samurai.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
And you're not getting that. You're playing as, and I don't want to get into this whole frickin' debate because there's God knows how many people talking about whether or not the main character Yasuke actually was a samurai.
Right.
History suggests that he wasn't.
Right.
And I'll leave it at that. But I just don't know what they're doing other than just releasing product.
Yeah.
In order to get people excited for next product.
Exactly.
You know?
It's like consume product and get excited for next product.
Yeah.
That's what
Nerd Crew. Yeah.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Right on. So
same thing with Star Wars Outlaws.
The pricing, dude, like people are getting sick and tired. Like Ubisoft seems to be the most egregious at this. Oh my God. Like the pricing, cutting out parts of the game so they can sell it back to you, making it $130 for like the actual game. You know what I mean?
But they do provide an interesting value to the rest of the gaming industry as being like that standard bearer for horrible pricing. If we release our game this way with this horrible pricing structure and people buy it, then everybody else is going to get in on it. Right? Yep. Look, you guys can all do this too. You guys can all have these different trim levels for your game because we got away with it.
And then
so you can have a premium
standard.
ultimate. Yeah.
Yeah.
Someone's got to do it first.
Yes.
And then everybody else will watch. They'll take notes. They'll learn from it. And they'll adapt to their own business models.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't think anybody's going to buy into that anymore. Like, so many live service games have flopped like hard in like the past, like this year. You know,
but they flopped because they were bad.
Yeah. I don't think this is going to change anyone's minds, you know, as far as, oh, well, maybe live services aren't that bad. Maybe I do like my game, you know, filled to burst with microtransactions and, you know, like getting the game 3 days late because I didn't pay $130. You know, I don't think anybody's buying into that anymore. I think they're so done. And you know, the evidence points to people are playing older games now rather than playing newer games that are coming out, which, you know, I got to give a round of applause to our gaming brothers and sisters out there. Keep up that good fight, because a change will come. They're going to run into a brick wall called economics when nobody's playing their game, and they've got to change up their strategy.
Well, what they'll do is then they'll find a way to refresh these retro games and re-release them on their current platforms and find a way to monetize them.
They got me.
That's what they'll do.
Because I'm still playing Tomb Raiders, the remake. They got me.
No. I mean, like
Crystal Dynamics.
I'm playing Mega Man X every Monday.
Yeah.
My Mega Man Mondays. Awesome. And I'm having a blast. It's such a fun game. It's so challenging, and it's 30 years old. It's 30 years old, and it's a beautiful game. I love it.
Right on.
Right? Why do I need to spend 110, 130 bucks? Sorry, there's a big ass truck driving by my house.
No piggy.
110, 130 bucks on a game that is basically a movie. And it doesn't look any better than anything that's been released in the past like few years.
100%, yeah.
I mean, Assassin's Creed games, visually, they used to be beautiful.
Yeah.
I still remember playing the first Assassin's Creed. And yeah, I didn't like the first one as much because it was very repetitive.
Right.
But then Assassin's Creed 2, I maintain, like, to me, anyway, Assassin's Creed 2 and Black Flag were the best.
Right on.
Assassin's Creed 2 because the characters were likable, they were believable. I mean, as far as their behavior went, not so much like climbing buildings and stuff like that. Falling from 200 feet
into a hay
and landing in a pile of hay. And being okay. That's not realistic. But the characters in the story, the way that it kind of borrowed from history and built on it, built this whole narrative while lending from history, or taking some elements from history. I love that. And 4, Black Flag was fun just because of I don't even consider that an Assassin's Creed game. Really.
It's just pirate
Anytime
game.
I think about that game, I'm thinking of the piracy. I'm thinking of being on the ship, and I'm thinking of the sea shanties, and I'm thinking of like whaling.
Gosh,
you know, those elements were so much fun. I think that's why they meant it. Oh, they were. Oh yeah. What can we do with a drunken sailor is my favorite.
Oh my gosh, dude. I like here's the health to the company. That's my favorite. Like, I even played at the gym. Well, I'm on my year break right now, but I even played it at the gym when I was going to the gym. But here's the health to the company, because it just, the camaraderie I feel from that, it makes me feel strong. I love it.
Like, sea shanties were work songs basically, weren't they?
Yeah.
So they were meant to maintain a beat. So you were supposed to work to it so that everybody was working at the same time. It's a beat that everybody can kind of relate to inside. You know.
Oh yeah.
And work songs are very effective. So it makes perfect sense that you're using it at the gym. I never thought to do that.
It's nice.
Well, I listen to pretty much everything, but
right on. Yeah. All right, let's get into it. This is coming from Tweaktown by Derek Strickland. Microsoft isn't only working on a mobile platform. Sony is also developing a PlayStation mobile experience, and we're gonna just jump to their job listing. So right here. PlayStation Studios Mobile is seeking an experienced software engineer to design PlayStation's platform for developing, publishing, and operating free-to-play mobile games. An individual in this role will spearhead the design and implementation of this platform, work in partnership with internal teams to connect mobile games to PlayStation services, and ensure that all mobile games meet PlayStation's quality standards. So to me, this is a big blaring sign saying, hey, we're getting into mobile. And I had this here, I'll switch it here real quick just because I have this graphic I wanted to bring up of the cut that mobile has. They're a little under 50%, and when I say a little, I mean it's basically 50%. But let's switch back into it. So here is the cut that mobile is taking out of the gaming industry. It's at 49%. What's really funny is I can't remember who's this. Newzoo. They had one a few years ago PC. Good Lord. PC gaming was kind of gaining on console gaming.
Mhm.
Now they've, console gaming has kind of separated himself from, by a few more percentages away from PC gaming, which is odd to me because I thought that PC gaming was getting more.
Well, the question that you have to wonder with this is the amount for console games. Does that include the hardware,
Right. I
or
want to
is
say
that
yes.
just software sales?
That's a good question. That is a really good question. Just for the sake of this graph here, I'm going to say all of it's included, along with PC, your NVIDIA cards and things like that. I'm going to say all that's included too.
That's why I'm asking that, because it's kind of hard to factor in gaming specific hardware for the PC market, because just because you're buying a graphics card doesn't mean you're going to be using it for a game.
True.
Whereas for console, you're buying a console to play games, right? With little exception.
Right.
So that's purpose built for console gaming. So that's why I'm not sure.
Right on.
But either way, I mean, you can gauge it based on the transformation of like how much are they increasing over time.
Yeah.
Sometimes they'll say whether or not it's taking, because I read another article that did take into account it removed the actual price of the console from the market as well, so the numbers were a little bit closer.
Yeah, right on. Holy moly.
Trying to find, but the growth is more on, I mean, well, that's something else I think we're going to be talking about, right? Is the growth in the PC market. Or,
we
PC
can get into it for sure, but that wasn't on the agenda, but we could totally get there. We could totally talk about that. I mean,
but anyway, we can talk about that later, but we were talking about mobile.
Yes. Do you think it's I mean, I think it's a great idea, because I mean, it's 49% of the market. Everyone has a phone. Yeah. And I was thinking about this on my way to work. Not everyone that plays mobile, I don't even think if you ask them, if you survey them, they consider themselves a gamer. I think a vast majority of them would be like, no, I just play games online or on my phone. I'm not a gamer. I just, it takes up time. It passes the time when I'm waiting in line or something like that. I'm not really a gamer.
I know what you mean. Like if somebody's playing games on, I mean, it depends on what you're playing games for, I guess. Yeah. If you're playing games because you're waiting at the doctor's office, are you a gamer? I don't know. This is always something that I've struggled with, because technically in the purest sense, they are a gamer. Right. In the strictest definition of the word, they are a gamer. But if even they don't consider themselves that, I don't know that you can lump them in all the time. And I don't like seeing graphs like this where you're conflating them together. They're not, they don't even consider themselves the same thing.
Right. Yeah.
But then again, there's some overlap where people are console or PC gamers, but they're also mobile gamers. It's confusing. There's a lot of overlap.
You bring up such
and
a
I
great
don't really
point
know what
too.
the right answer is.
Because
sorry?
If you bring up such a great point, because let's say PlayStation, they would have to cater their games to the people who are primary mobile players, and like you said, there is going to be some overlap between PC gamers and console gamers, but I gotta say, it feels like mobile game people who game on mobile are a whole different beast. When that comes to mind, it's Candy Crush or that Escape from Temple Escape or something like that.
Yeah. Temple Run.
Yeah.
It's a fun game.
It is. It's just tons of fun. But so you would have to create a game that caters to people who don't consider themselves gamers, maybe don't even get into the whole console war stuff with PlayStation and Xbox, are completely oblivious to any of that stuff.
Well, it's funny. They're actually probably a different console type of war. It's Android versus iPhone, if anything.
Right on. Well, you can't fight two wars on two fronts. So they are oblivious to the console wars. They are knee deep in the freaking iPhone Android debate, I guess. That's hilarious. That is another great point. Shoot, man. So
I thought about this.
Yeah.
So when I first read this, that Sony's developing a mobile platform, my first thought was, welcome to the party, pal. Like, you're a little bit late, but you know.
Yeah. Right
I
on.
always get that in my head. I imagine it's a Die Hard reference where, you know, John McClane he's trying to get the cops' attention down below. So he throws one of the bad guys out the window and it lands on his cruiser and he just leans out the window and he's like, and welcome to the party, pal. Like, you're late, but you're here. So, but I thought about this, like, why would they want to be doing this? And yeah, obviously capitalizing on the mobile market, but is there a way that you can sort of gently and subtly introduce some of your exclusives on PlayStation to mobile gamers? Because there are mobile God of War games, there are mobile Ratchet and Clank games, right? And you can introduce these games to mobile gamers, and it's a very lightweight, very scrubbed down version of it that you can play on your phone and not get too invested in. You can put it down whenever and just pick it up anytime. But it introduces mobile gamers to the characters, the story a little bit, some of the gameplay, so that when they hear about, and if they really end up loving that game and they hear about, new God of War on PlayStation 5 or PlayStation 6, I'm like, I've played God of War on mobile. I'm in the PlayStation ecosystem. I'm already there. I've gotten a notification because I have the Sony mobile platform app that this new game is out for PS5 and it's God of War, and I've played God of War on my phone before. I'm going to get that game. I'm getting a 20% offer because I'm on this mobile platform already. I'm going to get that game. And all of a sudden you've taken a mobile gamer and you've turned them into a console gamer.
That right there, I think that is probably the best way to do it. Holy moly. Instead of like with PC, how they force people to get PSNs, you know, I don't think that's fair. A lot of people will say that, you know, it's their platform. Sure, I get it. But I'm a big believer in meeting people where they are and not trying to drag them into your ecosystem, you know? And I think that if they're playing on PC, if you're breaking into the PC market, they probably are not interested in getting the PS5 at the moment, you know. Maybe slide some more games their way and maybe they'll consider it. But, you know, what's wrong with just making revenue from PC? You know what I mean? What's wrong with that?
Yeah.
But you were going to make a point. I'm sorry. Sorry to interrupt you.
I thought I did.
Oh,
I think I had something else in the hopper, but I can't remember what I was going to say now.
I'm so sorry.
But I think, right. You mentioned dragging people into the PSN ecosystem. And if you have to drag people in, if you have to force people to sign up for this, they're never going to forget it.
Right. Yes. Yeah.
If you can convince them, hey, you can get a PSN and have access to these mobile games for free. Get offers if you play this mobile game, get offers for discounts or special skins for the console version of it. You know, you're not dragging them in, but you're giving them reasons why.
Yes.
I mean, my mind goes back to, you can't change a person, right? You can try as much as you want. You cannot force a person to change. What you can do is give them reasons why they would want to change. Make it their idea.
Right.
And they won't feel bitter when they're signing up for a PSN account because they want to.
You're right. Yeah.
I'm not saying the experience will be good. I'm not saying that Sony won't accidentally misplace your data.
But with Sony's track record, they probably will.
But think about it though. I mean, if they do that, and it's, I'm going to be less upset about it if I willingly signed up versus being forced to.
Right on. Yes.
It's a tiny thing, but it can make a bit of a difference.
Yes. 100%. You know, I think we nailed that one pretty good. I feel good about that one. Goodness gracious. But it's all great points. You really freaking got the wheels turning. You know, I appreciate that. Golly.
No problem, man.
Hitting angles I didn't even know were there.
I'm just thinking, I'm trying to think about this in terms of how you'd want to, how you get what you want, how Sony gets what they want, while also providing customers with what they want. And I think I've said this before. I don't know if I've said this on this stream, but I do believe, I said this in a video. I do believe there is a world that we can all aspire to,
Mhm.
where game developers, publishers, game journalists, and gamers all work hand in hand to keep the industry healthy and afloat.
Yes.
And if one aspect of those gets out of control, it can lead to collapse. If game developers get too greedy, well, we're seeing what the results of that are right now.
Yeah.
Publishers and developers getting too greedy, we're seeing what happens.
Mhm.
If game journalists are not accurately representing the products that they should be reporting on,
Mhm.
I mean, we're seeing a little bit of that too.
Yeah.
And I mean, if gamers are too muted in what they're asking for and what they're wanting as customers,
Mhm.
then that suffers as well.
Yeah.
We don't get what we want. We get turned off. We turn to alternatives, and we may not come back to new games.
Yep. Oh yeah. If they don't watch what they're doing now.
Mm-hmm. Or then again, there's also a world where gamers have too much power,
Yes.
where the consumer has too much power, and they're making all of these demands, not really understanding that that may not lead to a good product.
Right. Exactly.
There has to be a balance among all those aspects of the industry, and I do believe gamers are a significant part of that industry.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because that feedback works. Sorry, that feedback works its way back up through the system,
Mhm.
and it helps to keep everybody accountable.
Yes. Yep. And I mean, if gamers are dictating what these studios are making, it could take out a lot of creative agency that these devs, have, and they could create a greater game than what we might have expected. If we just take the reins off, or give them the reins back. Now, I guess it doesn't work 100%, but you could be missing out on a big portion, something really good. If it's kind of like Bruce Almighty. Have you ever seen that movie?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You give him the reins, and he just screws everything up.
Well, are you talking about the scene where he said he basically grants everybody's prayers, like everything they're praying for?
Yes.
And then the very next thing you hear is that this lottery had like 1 million winners.
Yes.
And the world's kind of in chaos.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And he realizes he has to say no.
Yes.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
No, I actually kind of really like that scene. That's one of the most memorable parts of the movie for me.
It is. Yeah. It's so good. You get in, having the learning that, dude, I can't do this. I can't be in charge of everything, and kind of just letting go is like, letting things happen.
Letting things happen. Exactly.
Mm-hmm. But that was great. Getting into Microsoft. I didn't preface this, but Microsoft is creating a new, Activision. Microsoft is creating a new studio after shutting down Arkane Austin, Tango Gameworks, and a few others that got absorbed into ZeniMax and Bethesda. This is an absolute slap in the face, and it just further chips at Microsoft's or Xbox, which is funny. They've merged together. People are calling it Microsoft Game Studios or something like that.
Yeah.
Which is hilarious. And it's just chipping away at their credibility. I want to see Phil Spencer get up and tell us what the heck is going on with Xbox. I'm a PlayStation guy. Been a PlayStation guy since the PS1 came out in the 90s. But I love that Xbox is around and people have an alternative and can play Halo and Gears of War. I've played both. They're awesome. I just prefer PlayStation. I like to see a healthy Xbox. I like to see a healthy Nintendo. We've talked about this. We're not into the console wars. We like everybody to get what they want. You know what I mean?
Any game, anywhere, anytime, or something like that.
Yes.
Any game, any place. I can't remember. I have to go back because.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Any game, anywhere, anytime. That's what we're about here. That I think that is the stream motto.
But yeah, I feel like what you're saying is you want healthy competition between these companies.
Yes.
Because that invariably makes the best product.
Yes.
You have to be innovative, or underhanded. I'd prefer people innovate rather than the alternative. I don't know. I mean, on the surface, this looks extremely tone deaf and callous.
Yes.
Until I did I think I have a clue. I don't know.
No.
But this new studio is going to be based in Poland.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And in 2022, the Polish government passed some tax reforms.
Oh my goodness.
So this could be, and part of that is tax incentives for software development.
Right. Yeah.
So this may be a shrewd way of getting the best bang for their buck. They closed.
Mhm.
I don't know where the locations. I think Tango Gameworks was in Japan, wasn't it?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So I don't know how it compares to. I admittedly haven't done that much research,
Mhm.
but I'm wondering if this is related to that. If it's just for taxes, tax purposes. I'm wondering.
I think it's along those lines. It's going to be cheaper to hire people on. And I have to give Skill Up.
Shift Up?
No. It's a YouTube channel. He's one of those Aussies that's killing it on YouTube right now. But he brought this to my attention that even Larian, they used in their Polish studios, it was because it was cheaper to hire people and keep people on and everything like that. So it looks like Activision are following suit with putting their studio in Poland. So I mean,
it kind of follows along with the movie industry and TV industry.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm in Canada. We do a lot of filming up here because it's better for tax purposes.
Right on.
Or the UK has crazy tax grants for filming there.
Yeah.
Right. So you're going to go where it's cheapest to produce your product.
Mm-hmm.
And the cheaper you can produce your product for, the more money you're going to get out of it, the more
100%.
revenue you'll see.
Oh yeah. Yep.
So
Right on.
I can't. I have to do more research on this,
Mhm.
but I feel pretty confident that this is one of the reasons they're moving it out there.
Yeah.
Because as soon as I saw Poland, I'm like, ooh, do they have any tax incentives for game development or software development? And sure enough, 2022, the Polish, and the translation's a little bit rough, but it's
Mhm.
either the Polish order or the Polish deal.
Yeah.
Is what they called it. So
Okay.
I wouldn't doubt that it's related to that.
Right on. Okay. Real quick before, I don't even know if I have it up here. Let's see if I have it down here. I do not. I was going to, it doesn't matter. We'll get to that later, but, this is by PC Gamer, and I want to say who pinned it is Andy Chalk. And a week after Microsoft closed four game studios, Microsoft owned Activision announced as a new game studio. And I think we're going at the perception of this. Is it a good idea? Yeah, it's a low overhead as far as costs for them, labor costs and tax incentives and everything like that in Poland. It's a good idea. Depending on how good their games will be, they stand to make a lot of money from this move. So it's a good idea. Perception wise, they look like monsters.
Well, I mean, they look clueless.
Yeah, that too.
if you're not factoring in like the financial reasons for doing this, you just look like you're dumb.
Yeah.
For closing 4 studios and opening 1.
Yeah.
Why not just shift one of those studios to this new IP that you want to make?
Yeah.
Oh, because it's more expensive for them to make it where they are than it is for a more tax-friendly place.
Right. Yeah, and that's why I think a little bit of an explanation would do them good.
But
Preferably when it happens.
I hear you, but imagine how that's going to go. Think of how that would go. Think of how that would go in an interview.
Yeah.
Well, can you explain why you closed 4 studios and opened a new one? Well, because the 4 studios, we felt that if we shifted them to a new IP, it would cost us more if we did that. So we went to a cheaper place to get, get our product done, to not spend as much money on it, that we can take more money home. I mean, I can't imagine that would go very well.
No.
If you want to talk about tone deaf, that would just be way worse.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I don't imagine that they're going to address that directly. They're just gonna kind of hope that this.
I've got a
gets
question
forgotten.
for you.
Sure.
I'm sorry, I keep interrupting you. But
No. I'm talking a lot. So
no, you're fine. But with that $69 billion purchase of Activision, do you think that they should have just, said no to the deal, or, went back on the deal so that they can properly nurture the studios that they have? Or do you think for them, it's kind of a Hail Mary? Something's going on in Xbox where they need to make a big move now, or they'll kind of waste away. What do you think is going on over there with that?
I think part of it was pressure to expand their offering.
Okay.
Bring all the stuff on Game Pass, legitimize that, and cement that as a gaming nexus for people, something that anybody with any type of hardware, PC hardware or Xbox, can go and play their games, pay their money, so on and so forth. But we need content. We need stuff. We're starting a new streaming service. We need movies. We need TV shows. We're starting a gaming gaming streaming service. We need more games. We need games. We need IPs. I think that's part of what it was.
Right on.
And seeing other publishers buying things up. Well, Microsoft has more money than any of them.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So they're going to shoot for the biggest target and spend $70 billion to do it.
Right on. Okay.
I don't know if it was pressure, if it was like felt like they were missing out. They felt like their opportunity was closing, like their window of opportunity was closing, and that's why they did it. But I don't know if there was ever really a long-term plan to nurture these studios and have them each functioning independently, or they were just going to take elements of it that they wanted and just throw everything else out.
Yeah. Right on. Fantastic answer, as always. Because,
That's not really an answer. It's just because I don't really know. I'm not in the meetings.
Well, I guess fantastic opinion, but I do appreciate your answer though. Like
it never. I always bear in mind that these decisions that they make are not personal.
Right.
Sometimes they're clinical. And that can appear to everybody else to be just very callous and cold, right? They're not thinking about people. Well, they're not thinking about people. They're not thinking about the employees. They're just thinking about what's going to make us money.
Yeah.
How can we position ourselves so that we're making money, not losing money?
Yeah.
And that's just it. They just have to make these cuts and let the chips fall where they may.
Yeah.
Eventually, people will forget. They're hoping, I guess, all of these layoffs.
Yeah.
I don't know how you forget about all that, but a lot of times I think they're just counting on people having short memories, and I don't know that they're wrong.
No, we've got we have people who are keeping tallies on what's going on, and people who care about this stuff are paying attention, and we are trying to sound the alarm. Something's wrong with the industry right now. But before we get into our last one, we're going to be talking about Nintendo acquiring a studio, which is crazy. That's not Nintendo's MO. But before we get into that,
well, we'll talk about that. I get some thoughts. I noticed that there was an Embracer angle to it, so I thought, ooh, that's going to get Fox's attention.
Yeah, and it did. Oh, it did. But before we get into our last article, go ahead and like, share, and subscribe. Visit Nas. His links will be in the description. His YouTube and his Twitter and his Twitch. You did mention you're doing Mega Man Mondays, which is crazy cool.
That started out because I ran out of game.
Yeah.
You were there actually. I think you were when I was playing Biomorph, and I beat that. And I'm like, I don't know what to play now, so I pulled up Mega Man X, and it was a Monday. Yes. So I just called it Mega Man Mondays. And actually, Lord Beerus has been there for I think 2 of the 3 I've done, and he's been very helpful in providing a lot of useful information. 'Cause
Right
there's so many things I didn't know about that game. So thank you, Lord Beerus.
Right on. Right on. I don't see him in the chat today, but that's totally
What?
fine. He's here in spirit. We
sure
do
he
have
is.
John DBZ and Scotty, which we will get to that after we finish up with our third one.
Yeah.
But let's get this open. Now, I got, oh yeah, freaking Nintendo Life. Golly. Brutal. So we're going to be using Pocket for this one. So.
Well, I don't think Nintendo Life was one of those news sites that got gobbled up by IGN, was it?
No, I don't think so. IGN, what's going on? Like, I think I brought that up too. I might have gotten rid of it because I thought it was kind of a too big of a chew, you know, taking too big of a bite out of it, especially with these 3. These I thought was like, you know, were bigger as far as the gaming news. Because now you were saying something about Nintendo. This is my first time hearing Nintendo bought up a studio, right?
Mm-hmm.
So just background on Shiver Entertainment. Apparently they're a porting studio. They don't make games, so they ported over Hogwarts Legacy, and they ported over Mortal Kombat 1. Yeah. And they just taking them, you know, put them under their wing. Now they're owned by Nintendo, which is, I think, is a great idea.
Yeah, it makes sense if you're Nintendo and you're happy with the quality of their work, and you've got the Switch 2 in the wings.
Yes. Yeah.
Having somebody who's already familiar with your hardware, your policies, your procedures, and how to do things within the Nintendo system is a great idea.
Yep.
I don't know if Embracer was just approaching them saying, "Hey, we've overspent on studios, so do you guys want to buy this? We'll sell it." You know, I can just imagine Embracer in an alley opening up its trench coat saying, "Hey, Nintendo, you want some of this Shiver? This will be really good for you."
Dude, that sounds like a drug. That sounds like something like, you want
Shiver? Yeah,
Shiver? Goodness.
Like a sci-fi world.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Was it Speedrunner? I meant.
You've been playing too many games.
Yeah. This is
Blade Runner.
Thank you. Yes.
Yeah.
You want some of this
Cyberpunk
Shiver?
or something like that.
Yeah.
You take the drug and
Runner.
immediately it makes you. It's called that because when you take the drug, it feels like there's ice in your veins, and then the drug takes effect, and that's why it's called Shiver. So we're just coming up with this whole narrative around the name of the studio.
You know, somebody can make a lot of money. That being the premise of a book, and hard-boiled detective trying to find out where how the Shiver got on the streets.
Ooh,
you know,
like a cyberpunk style, like not cyberpunk the game, like the
style,
aesthetic, the world, you know.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah.
What if they did like an old-timey cyberpunk, like the PI wore a trench coat, but it was kind of futuristic looking,
like retro futuristic, like Fallout type of deal. Because Fallout's like based in the 50s, but it's a futuristic.
Right. I'm thinking, God, I want to revisit this,
like,
but I know I'm gonna forget. But
it's fine. It's a nice little cul-de-sac.
Yeah.
All because of Shiver, the word. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Right on. There's a movie that fits that description. I can't think of it right now. But
it'll come to you.
Yeah. You could be forgiven thinking another day, another video game company acquisition, but Nintendo's announcement that is buying Shiver Entertainment and making the port specialist a wholly owned subsidiary isn't business as usual for the Japanese firm. Nintendo is historically extremely cautious when it comes to acquiring outside developers, preferring strategic partnerships rather than introducing financial risk. By having more teams come under the first-party umbrella, Nintendo's coffers have been spilling over throughout the Switch's cycle. Yeah. And it could have easily gone on an Embracer-style spending spree during the COVID boom years. But that's not its style. Embracer could take some notes. With Embracer Group not restructuring the Swedish company's loss in Nintendo's gain. But why Shiver Entertainment? Out of all the talented teams across the industry, what is it about this Florida-based firm that has piqued Nintendo's interest enough to bring them into the first party fold. We won't take a look. We pretty well know what's going on with Shiver. They're a porting company. They're great. And Nintendo has taken them under their wing, and they have ported over, as far as I know, 2 games for Nintendo. So
yeah,
my
one
question,
of them was received pretty well. One of them was not.
no, MK1 that one was brutal looking. It looked like, it was
I
bad.
remember hearing about that. I'm like,
Mhm.
really? First of all, like, I don't think of Nintendo as having a lot of
Spicier
blood and
games.
gore
Yeah.
in their game. Yeah, spicy.
Mhm.
I don't think of that. So porting MK1, okay,
It was a choice.
sure, maybe it was definitely a choice. And
Yeah.
maybe this is a bit of a shift for them. Maybe Nintendo's growing up a tiny bit. I don't know. Maybe this is just a way of them expanding their market. But I also was aware of how, relative to the other consoles of the generation, underpowered the Switch was.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
how the hell is this going to work?
Mhm.
Is this going to be like playing a game that your PC can barely handle, so you got to crank down all of the graphic settings
Yeah.
just to get it to run at like a reasonable FPS?
That is
And sure
hilarious.
enough, if you watch gameplay footage of this game on Switch, it's exactly what it looks like.
It does. Yeah, it's bad. It's so bad.
I don't know that I can blame Shiver for that though.
No. I solely believe it's the equipment that they were porting it to. It just couldn't handle it, you know. And I mean, that's after that came out, it was a big question on porting over other games and how would it look with, you know, it being an underpowered device, you know. It's not like your PlayStation, even a PlayStation 4 or it's definitely not a PlayStation 5 or Xbox Series S even, you know. So there were questions about that. I like where your head's at, like the angle, like them taking, you know, growing up a little bit, because MK1, I mean, dude, that's you know, you go from Mario to tearing out someone's spine, you know, that's a bit of a
Mario
jump.
in an MK game.
Well, I don't know if I want to see that.
Man. Mario Combat, where he's oh man, I'm sorry, I've gone down a little mental rabbit hole, and I'm trying to think of what the fatalities would look like.
If he's going to be in an MK game, I would make him more realistic. I wouldn't keep his cartoony look. I couldn't do it. Have him like beefy with overalls and an oversized wrench across his shoulder.
He just got a 5 o'clock shadow, and he just looks like a middle-aged man with a big ass pipe wrench.
Yes,
I'd play that.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, because I mean, to me, that wouldn't be Mario. That's a variation of Mario, just not the Mario we know and love. And I think that's fine.
You might destroy some childhoods.
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to avoid.
Oh God, a gritty based version of Mortal Kombat featuring characters from the Super Mario world.
Oh my gosh.
Holy crap, I would love to see that.
Yeah, right on. Oh gosh. Okay, you're on to something.
Oh, man, it's never gonna happen.
No.
It's never gonna happen. My imagination does that to me sometimes, where it's like, hey, what if this? What if this? What if all of these things? What if we have a Mario Mortal Kombat type franchise? And then there's a part of me that's like, that's never going to happen. What are you doing? Why are you wasting your time thinking about this?
Yeah, you're just freaking getting yourself hyped up over nothing.
Yeah, I'm just setting myself up for future disappointment.
Yes. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. So
Getting back to this though, I mean, this seems like a smart decision for them. I don't know that there was any information on how much it cost.
I don't think I saw it. I don't think I've seen it either.
No, so yeah, it's probably worked out good for Embracer and worked out well for Nintendo bringing this department inside. It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean,
right on. And I mean, Embracer could use the money for sure. So any jab I can take at them, I will, because it's absolutely insane that the way that they were running their business over there.
I think it's hilarious. Every single time I see Embracer in an article, I think of you and how much delight you're taking in the downfall. Just think like you're one of the nicest people on YouTube, Fox,
No.
and you've got this disdain for Embracer that just cuts against that so much. It's so weird, you know.
Oh my gosh, I just hate to see what they're doing to our games, man. My childhood, the Tomb Raiders, and you know, even with the Borderlands, it's like you took all these studios in just to shutter them, and I will never forgive you for that. I won't. So yeah. Right on.
Well, another thing it's important to remember though is that just because the studios get shut down doesn't mean that the employers or the employees will never find meaningful work contributing to games in the future.
This is
it
true.
happens. I mean, it's a hopefully for some people just a temporary setback, but if they're skilled enough, if they're good enough at their job, they will find meaningful work doing the same thing elsewhere. So in a sense, the name of the studio, it may be shuttered. Arkane Austin, for example, may be shuttered. Tango Gameworks may be shuttered, but the people that created those games that people love will continue. At the same time, you've got studios like Rocksteady, where it's just Rocksteady in name only. And everybody that was responsible for making those Arkane games that everybody loved has already moved on.
The Batman, Arkham.
Yeah. Oh man, they're so good.
Yeah, they are. Golly. And they were like way ahead of their time as far as graphics went. Their graphics were amazing. Golly. I gotta give it to them.
That was an experience playing those games. Like
you felt like Batman. It was great.
I got invested right away. I got immersed right away playing those games.
Yeah.
And there was very little I'm trying to think like Arkham Asylum. I was so into it. Time flew by while I was playing it, and I haven't played games like that very often. Yeah, where it's you just forget about the world around you.
100%. I'm right there with you on that too, because it's an experience. It was one of those ones that can't be replicated, even though Rocksteady tried. Lord, it's like, can we say they tried? I don't know. I guess that's up for debate. I guess.
An attempt was made. I won't talk about whether it was a good faith or bad faith attempt. It was.
That's hilarious. Oh my gosh. Right on. Shall we get into some chat?
Yeah.
Right on. All right. We will get into it. John DBZ. Hey everyone. How you doing, John?
Hey,
great that you're
John.
here. Glad to
John,
see you.
I started playing Revita. I was playing Revita on stream yesterday, actually.
Right on. Oh my gosh.
I'm getting marginally better with the controls. It's funny. I was ranting. I don't know why. I had a couple of a friend of mine that was in chat while I was playing Revita, and I actually just stopped playing for a little bit because we were talking about bad drivers. And I usually don't enjoy ranting. And this wasn't like a completely unhinged over the top, like I'm frothing at the mouth. Just some things that just really get under your skin.
Yeah.
People in grocery stores, bad drivers, and just people being inconsiderate jerks.
Yeah.
So a good portion of that stream was just me ranting, complaining about other people.
Have you ever gotten behind someone who's buying lottery tickets at like a gas station? It's the worst. It's the worst thing ever.
Yeah, when they've got like they're managing their office pool, for example, and they've got like 100 tickets they got to check.
I've never had that happen. I would lose my mind. I wouldn't go back to that gas station. It's like, listen, if I was to tell everybody, listen,
I'll pay at the pump.
Yeah,
I'll pay at the pump. Screw this. I don't. It's 500 degrees outside and it's broiling. I don't care. I'm paying at the pump.
Right on.
I'm not dealing with this crap.
It's brutal.
Or someone at the grocery store who's got like 1 million coupons. Or they've got a price match everything, and they've got their phone out. And,
oh my god!
That's
great.
They have to wait for their phone to finish doing an update so they can get their Flip app, so they can. Jesus, I just want there to be an aisle for people that want to do that.
I'll give you that.
Right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, just go over there. Just go anywhere. Just get the hell out of my way. I got places to be.
Yeah.
So I'm starting this. I'm doing it to myself. I'm starting to rant again.
It's okay. We'll move on. John DBZ again. The car thing sounds like someone was watching the movie Baby Driver and was like, man, that car thing is cool. Hilarious.
Maybe that's why they called it car thing.
Maybe
you cracked the code, John.
Yes, John. That didn't even occur to me. Good insight right there. John DBZ, with Elder Ring DLC on the way, with so many people ready to jump in, do you think games with so much hype get to many people giving bad reviews and not giving it time? I think if the game has a good faith around it, people will give it a chance. If it's like a Suicide Squad, people are going to probably mass downvote that. But I could be wrong for sure.
I think I'm not a fan of hype. The more a game gets hyped, the more I am likely to stay away from it.
Right on. Whoa.
Or if a game is too hyped, I will stay away from it for longer. Just because I don't trust hype. Hype is just part of marketing.
Yes.
And marketing can be inherently dishonest.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm just like, nope, no thanks. I want to honestly have a real assessment of what this is. But there was people love Elden Ring. I haven't played it. So, well, leave bad reviews. It depends. It depends on the amount of hype, I think, versus how the DLC actually performs.
Yeah, I think
how much people like it, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, 100%.
And the quality of it.
Yeah.
People will be left with a very bad taste in their mouth if they feel like something is massively overhyped.
Yeah.
And they will respond in kind to that.
With the DLC with Elden Ring, it has a lot of good faith behind it. So
yeah,
the DLC, if it gets really, really hyped, the only way that will tank the reviews on that is if people play it and it absolutely sucks. It would have to be a really bad game for people to download it, I think. But well,
there's always going to be haters, right? There's always going to be people that
yeah,
but they're the minority. I mean, I don't know. I'm curious to see how it's going to do.
Me too. Just
because whenever there's a lot of hype surrounding something, you always want to see is it going to live up to it, right?
100%. Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah. Next up, Scotty, my man.
Hey, Scotty.
Ayo, Scotty. How you doing? Scotty, what's going on?
You have to say Scotty with the glottal T. Is it Scotty or Scotty?
Oh,
I can't remember.
It'd be Scotty.
I don't know.
Scotty. Because
I think
well, man.
Scotty okay.
is like Scottish or something like that, or Irish.
Scottish. Yeah.
Scotty, how you doing, my boy?
To anybody out there with from the UK, or sorry, we're butchering your
truth,
your accents.
True, because that's John too. John is from the UK.
Sorry, John. Okay,
what's going on? We're all good. How you feeling, man? Glad to see you on. Hope you're feeling better. John DBZ. Hey, Scotty. Hey, John. You good, man? What took him Sony so long?
Oh, is this for the mobile platform?
Probably, yes. Dude, they've been notoriously gated, walled out from everyone else because they thought that they were the best thing smoking, which, if you ask me, I think they are. But this is not a time for that. This is a time to try to win people over to your platform, and we lost it again. God dang it. Let's try it from here. You know what? No. Let's just keep going. We'll just keep going.
All right, that's cool.
John WZ, any games that you think got too much hype and then turn out bad, like Final Fantasy 16, next to playing Diablo 4, 2 dead game that got walk on by Gates 3 and God of War. Yeah, huh? Final Fantasy 16, I have it. I still haven't played all the way through it. Cinematically, it's great. I know people have ragged on the story, but I like the story so far, you know. But again, I'm only like maybe an hour or so into it. But Diablo, from what I hear, Diablo is light on story, but the gameplay is really good, from what I understand. In Gates 3, everybody loves that.
Yeah, Saints Row. Suicide Squad, another one that was overhyped.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
I think we've talked about this before. There's games that there's all this hype going into it, and then the game comes out and you hear nothing. You hear nothing. You don't hear people crapping on the game. You hear just it's kind of worse in a way, because when people are angry at something, they still care.
Yeah.
But when you hear nothing, it's just this apathetic response.
Yeah.
And that's like death there for a game studio.
Right on.
People aren't angry. They aren't happy. They just don't care. And it's so much harder to bring those people back in.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. 100%.
Yeah. Like overhyped games. No Man's Sky. Starfield. Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
Forspoken. Lord of Rings. Gollum. You know, there's been so many over the past couple of years alone.
I think we saw the writing on the wall with the Gollum, though. That one didn't look good at all. As far as Forspoken, you were 100% right. The hype was real until we actually heard dialogue from the protagonist, you know. That was so bad. That was so bad. But yeah, a lot of great examples. Yeah, no, you're exactly right. John DBZ, Scotty, I'm never going to get GTA even if it's free. Just sucks. I like some of them. Would I buy him? Would I buy 6? No.
No.
I'm not enthused about
I'm not going to
GTA.
buy 6.
Yeah. I'm not enthused about
I bought GTA 5 twice. And that was more than enough. GTA 4 will still be my favorite.
Right on. Yeah. With the he was Russian, wasn't he?
He was Serbian, I believe.
Right on.
Nico Bellic. Yeah, I think he was Serbian.
Okay. Right on. Sheesh.
Yeah, the bad guy was Russian. Bulgarian.
All the bad guys are Russian.
But
he
man,
dies.
I have to finish that. I was playing it on stream for a while, and then I stopped. Again, it's one of those things where I just stopped playing it, and I can't remember why. But I want to finish it because I freaking love that game.
Yeah. I got to put that on the list. I got to put on GTA, because I finished Red Dead Redemption 2 on stream, and fantastic game. Holy crap!
Oh yeah,
so good. But need to throw another Rockstar game in there.
You've played the first one, right?
Yes.
Red Dead Redemption 1.
Holy crap. Really good.
Yeah.
Hated the ending though. Gosh, I was hoping he was doing good, and then all of a sudden he gets killed.
I knew that ending was coming.
Oh man, I didn't.
Spoilers, we're going to talk about the ending for Red Dead Redemption here for a minute. A game that came out in, I don't know, 2000 and something. So, I always feel like I have to put out spoilers, even for games that are like 30 years old. But I saw that ending coming, but the thing that happened, it came out in 2010.
Right on. Whoa.
What I found interesting is after everything's gone, after everything's done, and John Marston has his farm, he's working on it, you know, a few days pass, I'm thinking, oh, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the way that this game is going to end is going to end in a different way.
Yeah.
Because I thought for sure government's coming after him at some point.
Yeah.
And then I think, I'm trying to remember the ending, because I played Undead Nightmare afterwards, and it's kind of messing with my head a little bit. But I think you wake up and part of your farm is on fire. Right? And I think when you're coming, because it culminates with you busting out of the barn, and you go into the slow-mo mode, but there's way too many guys there. Yep. And I freaking love that ending. I love that, because I love that it subverted me enough where I started to doubt whether or not what I thought was going to happen was actually going to happen.
Yeah.
And they waited just long enough for you to feel comfortable with it, right?
Yeah.
And then they're like, bam, no, you're wrong.
You're wrong.
You were right the first time, but you're wrong. And this is how it ends. I thought, oh, great.
It's like that. Surprise, mother effer. Surprise. There you go. Pop out all these aces there.
Oh man, it was so good. I loved that game.
Right on. I love it. The ending, it broke me. It broke me. It's one of those ones like I
You didn't
fell
like
in
it?
love with John March. Oh, I love it. Absolutely love it.
Oh.
Just wish it would have ended different. But I'm I'm okay with how it ended, but you just fall in love with the character. The dude had unbreakable honor, and I love that about him. Like a code that he just stuck to.
He was kind of an everyman.
Yeah. Yes.
Right. Like he wasn't the brightest.
Mm-mm.
And it's great because of the way that he was introduced. Where he was introduced was after the whole Dutch's gang thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you're thinking, okay, well, this guy's obviously got a checkered past because he keeps referring to it.
Yes.
But everything that he does from that point on is pretty much, I mean, mostly honorable. He mostly tries to be a good person, at least the way that I played it.
Yeah. Same.
And then just to see that no matter what, you can't really escape your past.
Right. Yeah.
And you're a vestige of a bygone era. And this new era wants to clean you out.
Yes.
They want you to clean up part of the mess that you were involved with. And once it's done, you are no longer of any service to them. Goodbye.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I thought that was great.
Yeah. Right on it. Shoot them up and spit them out. It's like, oh yeah, come work with us. Help round up your gang, and it's like.
And I got that same feeling. A little bit. I mean, when I was playing GTA 4, that same type of ending, that no matter what you do.
Yeah.
You've played GTA 4, right?
I haven't finished it.
Okay.
But it's okay. It's no, finish it. It's okay.
It's basically, no matter what you do, you can't have everything your way.
Right.
I'll just say that.
I like that. I do. I can appreciate that. Seriously.
And yeah, I mean, I love games where the ending feels like an actual ending that's earned. It's grounded. GTA 5, I didn't get that feeling. I thought GTA 5's ending was dog crap, personally. You can disagree with me. A lot of people do. And I just couldn't stand it. I couldn't get invested in the characters because you're just hopping around between one stereotype to another stereotype to another stereotype. And stereotypes, I'm sorry, stereotypes do not have depth.
Right.
So you have me flipping between three characters that I'm having a real hard time getting invested in.
I think that's what
was great
with me.
but,
Yeah. I another one I didn't finish. With that one, it was like with 4, I didn't have the game. I was playing it on a friend's system. With 5, I actually bought the game and just didn't finish it. To me, the switching, it was cool, but it quickly became a gimmick. Just like, okay, I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing here. And after, just running around the city causing havoc, I was like, I'm good.
There's parts of it that I liked. I mean, there's, it's nice to see them trying something different. I'll give them that.
Yeah.
How it was used in the game, I mean, at the very beginning, right? Where I think it's, they're robbing that bank in like, I don't know, Montana or whatever, some snowy state. And Michael's being held up by a guard, and you have to switch to the other character to take out the guard.
Cool.
That is fine. I'm okay with that. But they never really did that too much throughout the rest of the game.
Yeah.
In that way. So I don't know. I thought it could have been executed better, but
yeah. No, 100%. Scotty, oh yeah, you're not a fan of the franchise, bro? No, never.
Still talking about GTA.
Like it's just yeah. Like it's just not new. It's the same thing. Each game copy paste, just different names. Gotta give you that. That's kind of true for sure.
Yeah, it's the same sort of framework. The stories are different, the characters are different.
Yeah,
but yeah, it's the same mechanics. They don't change too much.
Right. Yeah. And I mean, I guess you could say the same thing. They updated the mechanics for Red Dead Redemption 2, which I think is, freaking phenomenal game. I love the first one too. It's just for some reason that feels different. Maybe it's not just, it's oversaturated, because now they're on 6 GTA, but they've only got 2 Red Deads, maybe it's, or well, 3, I guess, if you count the undead one.
But, that was good.
Yeah.
I enjoyed them. Yeah.
That's another one I started and didn't finish. Gosh,
Well, I don't think we're going to see DLCs from Rockstar anytime soon anymore.
No, I don't think so.
Which is another thing that sucks because they did DLC really well. The two DLCs for GTA 4 were very good. Undead Nightmare. I don't like zombie games. I'm just not a fan. But I enjoyed that one because there were all these characters that I knew. It was sort of like an alternate ending.
Yes.
To Red Dead 1. Right?
Yeah. I wish they would update the graphics for, dude. You know what? Never mind. I'm not even gonna go there. Scotty, you should give Sleeping Dogs a try. Brilliant game.
Yes. 100% agree.
Yeah. Oh well, I backseat game Sleeping Dogs. That was with the undercover cop in China.
Wei Shen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Voiced by I can't remember what his name was.
It was awesome.
It's not Donnie Yen, is it? I can't remember. But yeah, and a lot of a good number of Asian actors that were in there as well, like quality actors, like Kelly Hu was in there.
Whoa, yeah.
I think even Emma Stone was in that actually, but she was because you had different girlfriends that you could date, and she was one of them.
Right on.
Look it up because there was some Donnie Yen.
Okay. Right on. Okay.
Yeah, so I was right. Okay, this is Donnie Yen. But yeah, terrific game. If you've never played Sleeping Dogs, you can usually find it for like $5. Well worth your money.
Yeah,
you will enjoy it.
A backseat
and
game.
If you don't enjoy Sleeping Dogs, you're doing something wrong. Is what I'm going to say. It
was kind of a GT-esque or GTA-esque game, but the story was it felt a lot richer and a lot more engaging.
It was more arcadey, right? The physics took a holiday a lot in that game, but I was fine with it because it was over the top. Yeah, it was GTA, but more over the top than that. More fun. The music was great. The action was great. The combos were so much fun. Yeah. Right
on. Okay. Scotty, think Microsoft may have closed studios to find the new gaming studio. Think they all what they were doing. Let's see. Think Microsoft may have closed studios to fund. That was, sorry, Scotty. I'm just illiterate. To fund the new gaming studio. Think they all what they were doing.
Yeah.
I feel like there is an element of that. Too. Yeah. Oh yeah. John DBZ. Fox, did you find a trivia day for the team? It would be a fun day seeing who gets the most right. That's true. I haven't found the right one. That's per John DBZ and per I think it was Beerus that brought it to my attention. No, they were talking about it in chat. I can't sorry. It was John and Beerus. They were talking about it in chat, and I wanted to implement something like that on the stream, but I just haven't found the right one yet.
Trivia.
Yeah. Like playing the start of a game and see if you can figure out what the game is, something like that. Yeah.
I'd be down for it. I'm not good with like gaming trivia, but
right on.
Yeah, I don't care. I'll give it a shot.
It's like take the start of Mega Man and then cut it off and then see if anyone can figure it out.
If you do if you do something like that where it's like here's a little bit of this game's theme music, can you guess the game?
Yes.
Right, like how they used to do on radio, where they give you like a snippet of a song, or what was that name that tune, that old game show from like forever ago?
Holy moly! Okay, I didn't know they did that.
Yeah, that was.
I like that.
70s, 60s, 70s. I can't remember.
Yeah. No, I'm totally into that. I do it every now and again. Like, in how like you put your like, I guess your music player on random, and then try to listen to the beginning of it and try to guess it before the actual song starts. I do that every now and again.
I listen to music so often on my playlist. Like as soon as I hear the first second, I know what song it is.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I never remember what the title is of the song. Like someone will say, "Have you heard this song?" And they'll give me a title, and I'll say like, "No, I have no idea what you're talking about." Then they'll play it. I'm like, "Oh yeah, I know this." I never think to remember titles or artists or whatever.
Oh my gosh, that's how I am with books. Goodness gracious. Oh, so bad. Scotty, great idea, John. Scotty again. It would be good if they did a Superman game like that. Oh my God. What game did we? Well, I'm really looking forward to the Incredible game or Invincible game. See how they do that. But what game that was
We were talking about
Mm.
something.
I can't remember.
Oh, Prototype.
Yes. Yeah.
Was it that one we were talking about before? I can't remember what context it was, but we were
Mhm.
talking about a game that, like Prototype, was it Invincible?
Maybe.
Remember how we were talking? I can't remember.
But all I know is I definitely want to see.
Oh, hang on a second. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I'm just reading ahead in chat a little bit.
Oh,
And what Scotty was saying is, so Scotty, you're talking about having like an Arkham style game,
oh.
Superman instead of Batman. That would be interesting.
Would we want to do the free flying part?
You'd have to. It's Superman.
Well, I mean,
it's part of it, right?
For sure. But do you think creating it that way would kind of diminish what it is? Like, would we rather you fly there yourself or do it in a cutscene type thing? You know?
I don't know. I mean, that's the problem with any game or any show or TV or movie or whatever
Mhm.
that involves Superman. It's kind of hard to work with the character with the abilities that he has.
That's true. He's
Right,
kind of
'cause
OP. There's nothing
he's-
that can stop that guy.
No, and
Yeah.
yeah, you can have a villain that is just as OP as he is,
Mhm.
but there's still the environment that's around them, right?
Yeah.
These guys could have a fight that could basically destroy you'd have to have a city
Yeah.
that is completely destructible
That's-
for it to be realistic. Because if Superman gets slammed into a building by
Mhm.
something else that hits as hard as he is,
Mhm.
as hard as he does, he's going through it,
Yeah.
right? I don't know how you could do that in an Arkham style game. That being said, I'd love to see it. I'd love to imagine it. I just don't know
100%.
how well it would work.
Yeah. And that was switching gears with that one. Man of Steel. I thought that movie was fan-freaking-tastic. The only thing that killed me was the fact that they moved too fast when he was fighting the other Kryptonians.
Oh, yeah, like Zod and his
Mhm.
crew.
Yeah, they were moving way too fast. You couldn't catch it. What I would have liked to seen is maybe they start fighting in like a desolate area where no one's around, you know, when they do the exchange with the military, and they fight in its normal speed, but to give you kind of a reference on how fast they go, like
Everything
get
else
knocked
is
into a
slow-mo
town.
around them.
It's something like that. Like get knocked into a town where people are, you know, running for their lives, have them zipping around, and then knock them back into a desolate area where we can kind of see the action going on. But I mean, you know, I'm not a director, but I would have loved to see. I would have loved to see more of what was going on with that fight. It was going way too fast, you know.
You could. I don't know how you would do that. See that?
Yeah.
This is it. I mean, you have this extra layer of complexity that you're working with when you're working with a character, a creature that is just faster and stronger than anything that you can realistically imagine.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
How do you represent that? And how do you represent that while still having something that's visually appealing?
Yes. Yeah.
And just it's. I don't know how you do that.
Right on.
I'm not a filmmaker. I'm not a director. Not a DP. I have no idea how you would do that. I'm sure there are some people out there that are very talented that can, but
Yeah.
there's always it when you have to limit what the character can do on screen. People are always going to ask, well, why didn't Superman just laser his face or just push him into the like just crunch him into the ground like 30 feet below, or why didn't he just throw him into space or throw him into the sun?
Yes.
Well,
Yeah.
we're
Yeah.
limited by the technology that we have, which is why I always think that I don't like live action superhero movies because they're more limiting than animation.
100%.
There's so much more you can get away with.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah.
And people suspend their disbelief more for animation than they do for live action.
Yeah.
So that's why I like DC animated universe more than the film universe. I think it's crap, but
They do a freaking great job with those though.
they really
Like,
do. Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't even be mad if they released a motion picture in theaters for the DC animated universe. They're that good. I feel freaking spoiled when I found them on Netflix or something like that.
Oh yeah, they were on up here. They were, I can't remember, it was Cartoon Network or whatnot.
Oh man.
They were up here for a while, and the first one I caught was the Flashpoint Paradox. It was solid.
Yeah.
It was so good. I had no idea. I didn't know anything about the comics going into it, so it was a treat for me.
Yeah. And I thought that's
Just
what they
love
were
it.
going to replicate with the Flash movie. They tried, and I think I don't care if I get dog pile for this, but I think the Flash movie was good. It was good. I'm sorry. That is
It's
unpopular.
okay, man. Like,
Yeah.
listen. We're all allowed to be wrong, right?
Right on. No, I accept that. I accept that. That's fair. That's fair. Scotty,
Would you say it's worse than anything that Marvel has come out with in the past, like, I don't know, a year or so? I'd probably still put Flash above, I don't know, say the Marvels or whatever.
right. I didn't go see that one. It's just the time that I have is really precious. You know what I mean? It's like, because 4 kids down there, I am not lugging all of us to go to a movie theater, pay $120 to sit there for my kids to talk through it and my youngest to cry through it. Not doing that. So
Yeah.
maybe I'll catch it whenever it comes to streaming. Which it is on Disney Plus, but I don't have Disney Plus. Yeah,
I don't want Disney Plus. I don't want it.
Right on. Yeah. You know, I get it. There's only a few things so Hercules, Tarzan, and maybe the Disney princess movies, you know, with the Belle and Ariel and all that good stuff for my girls. Aladdin was good.
Aladdin was amazing.
Yeah.
Aladdin, Princess and the Frog was good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the music for Aladdin.
It's just not a
Friend Like Me. I listen to that all the time.
Friend Like Me.
Yeah, with Robin Williams.
Oh yeah. That's
so good. Oh God, I listen to like I'll turn the volume all the way up and just sing my freaking brains out. It's nuts.
Oh,
I love it.
You know what song? Well, I can't remember what it's called. It was sung by Donny Osmond and Mulan.
Make Men Out of You.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah. Or Men Out of You or something like that.
Again,
yeah, it's
see,
great.
I don't know the titles. It's just I know all the words.
Yeah.
I can
You even
sing
knew
it
the
for you right
artist.
now, but it's so good.
Yeah.
So good.
It's
Yeah, see,
got a
Kenshin
good
Girl just said
story,
make
you
a
know?
man out of you. I knew she would know.
Right on.
Yeah.
Should we let's go real quick. Hello, going guys. Good accents, bit better, man. Should be good for next week. Sweet, awesome, good. I'm glad to hear it. Kenshin, love these guys. We miss you guys on here, man. Next time,
Yeah.
we'll catch you all. Kenshin girl in the house. Woo!
Yeah. I know.
Was it Final Fantasy 5?
Oh,
Wasn't
16.
bad. Or 16?
No, it's 16.
No,
Yeah,
you're
that
right.
was-
What? Oh, I didn't see
We
the
were-
X right there.
Yeah, no, because
I
we
didn't see
were
the
talking
10.
about games that I
Mhm.
think got hyped
Yeah.
or overhyped. Yeah.
I've only gotten to like about an hour into Final Fantasy 16, but it seems pretty good so far.
I haven't touched it, but I don't know.
I give it a try. You know, Scotty. I think one of the voice actors was Liu Kang from the first MK movie. Right on.
Ooh.
Yeah. Talk about guilty pleasures. Even the second
Mortal
one I
Kombat?
like. Yeah, the movies. Oh my God.
I've only seen Mortal Kombat once, and I just remember thinking, this is just a fun, stupid movie.
Yeah, it was.
I remember
a
the games
cheesy
and
mess.
thinking, this isn't the game that I played. But
No.
you kind of just judge it on its own merit. It's fun.
Right. I remember watching one scene. They were in the dining area when they were in the Outer Worlds or whatever, and Liu Kang jumped on a bench and just did a backflip off of it, and they cinematized that, right? And I was like, as a kid, I was like, oh, he did a backflip, and I watched that like a few years ago, and I was like, why did I ever think this movie was good? But guilty pleasures, nostalgia, all that good stuff fills the senses, makes you feel good.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
I'll always have a place for just dumb, fun movies.
Yeah.
They're not. They don't have much nutritional value.
Mm-mm.
It's just like a bag of chips. You know? It does the job. It scratches that itch. It's just entertaining.
Oh yeah, they have some really good talent on there. Like Liu Kang. I don't know the actor's name, but really, and Shang Tsung in that. Holy crap, he was great. Loved him.
Ludi Lin. was probably not saying that name right, but Ludi Lin was Liu Kang.
Right on.
Shang Tsung was Chin Han.
Chin Han was great.
Recognize him.
He was awesome.
But I remember, yeah. Oh wait, no, I do know this guy.
Mm.
He was he was in The Dark Knight. Played Lao. Wow, he was in Lethal Weapon. Oh, the TV series. Never mind.
I was about to say, I was like, I don't remember him in any Lethal Weapons.
Captain America, Winter Soldier. Yeah, these are working actors still.
That's dope. I'm glad to see that. But Winter Soldier, I don't remember him.
He was one of the councilmen, apparently.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right on. Okay. Kenshin Girl trivia. You'd better you'd be better at gaming trivia than me, Nas.
I don't know. I really don't.
But if you flip it on his head and go anime, she's got everyone beat.
Oh, she's gonna
she marks everyone. Yeah. I just got done listening to, I want to say it was episode 262 on her podcast, and it was the episode where they were talking about just coming back from Japan, and dude, like, and no wonder she wanted to catch the Square Enix one. She went in to a Square Enix cafe. It sounded just so cool, you know. But I've always wanted to go to Japan. Always. Scotty, Batman, you were discussing. Yeah. Oh yeah. Scotty, regarding Superman. Scotty, yes sir. Right. Kitchen's girl, make a man out of you.
Yeah, she got it.
Yeah. You must be swift as a coursing river. Yes.
With all the force of a great typhoon.
Yes.
I missed a word. I said with the force. Oh, that's wrong. I screwed up.
I know my weekends got weird, but I will be back. Right on. Looking forward to it. John DVC, so look up Jackbox Party Games, and it's called Murder Trivia. It gives you lots of random questions there. There are videos on YouTube, so in your free time you can look at it. Okay, right on. We'll definitely do.
That sounds like fun.
It does.
Yeah.
John DBZ, I've played it on a different person's stream. It was easy to join into. Oh, very cool. Okay. Right on. And then smiling hearts. Right on. Miss you guys. Miss you. Yeah. Hopefully everything is good. Kinston's girl, I want to check out the orchestra. Will you leave it in the comments, like a link in the comments, so I can take a look at it after we're done here? That would be cool. Oh shoot.
10 out of 10 would recommend. It's very good.
Right on. Yeah, Nas is telling me about it. Yeah. Right on. He's seen it already. OMG, wow.
I've only seen one. I haven't checked too many, but I am gonna take some time to go through, because I love orchestrated game music.
Oh yeah.
I love it.
Right on. I like orchestra. I think the cello was my favorite for a long time. I love it. I love the way it sounds. Ugh.
You mean the big violin, the bass violin? Sorry, that's a music joke. Some people call it that don't know that a cello is called a cello. They call it a bass violin. And I thought, oh my god, that's so wrong.
John DVZ, Kinsha's girl, you'd be great on Zelda in Final Fantasy. Kinsha's girl, the gamer blush meter is up. It is up. Hitting critical. All right, we're gonna get out of here. Nas, I will put your stuff in the description, but tell people where they can find you.
Yeah, you can find me on Twitch. Just username is Nosig. On Twitter, it's just at Mr. Nosig, and I don't usually put that in there because that's Mr. Nosig is my dad's name. But no, actually, realistically, the username was taken. So
right on.
That's
that. Hilarious.
But yeah, I stream Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. Monday is Mega Man Mondays, and Wednesday I play a random indie game demo stream. I have a lot of fun with that. That one's always fun.
Yeah. I think the last one you played was the one with the 80s aesthetic. Was that the last one?
Detective? No, that was the Detective Duck.
Oh, you played that one?
Yeah, I did.
Dude.
I did.
Okay, I gotta catch that.
It was fun.
It
like the voice acting in it is very good.
Right on.
Very good. And the music is amazing. It's film noir jazz.
Right.
It's just beautiful. I loved it. But yeah, there was a couple times where I was playing it. I'm like, these voice actors sound like archer characters. One of them sounded like I think I'm pretty sure I said it sounded like Amy Shaw.
Okay.
But the main character sounds like Chris Parnell, who does the voice of Cyril. Cyril Figgis.
That's so
There's
great.
moments where I'm like, I'm not sure if I'm hearing this or not, or hearing this right or not. But it was a lot of fun. And actually, the game just came out. So
dope. Okay. Dupe.
Yeah,
dope.
people can-
Mint.
People can check out the demo and then check out the game if you want. I don't think the demo is playable anymore, but you can check out my playthrough if you decide you want to play it yourself.
I'm definitely gonna check out the playthrough. Definitely. But all right, I'm gonna wrap this thing up and then I'll see you on the other side.
Right on.
Right
Bye,
on,
everyone.
right on. All right. I want to thank Nas for coming through. It's freaking tons of fun. Like so smart. Always like getting on. Miss our other panel members though. The whole crew together just kind of, it just feels right. But if you want to check him out on his other socials, on his YouTube, on his Twitch, or his Twitter, we have that all in the description. If you want to check us out, our info is down there as well. And last but not least, we definitely want to thank the viewers. They are the reason for the season. Without you guys showing up to these, there would be no reason to get up and do these. So we thank you for tuning in. Really appreciate it. Just to, let's see. Oh, lastly, I did write a book. And if you want to get that, is on Amazon. It's very short. So, you know, maybe tackle it in between your 1,000-pagers if you wanted to. Would really appreciate it. And if you can leave an honest review, we really much appreciate that too. But that's all I've got for now. You can catch us next Saturday at the same time. But until then, keep it casual. Peace.